Boom, shakalaka boom. You've tuned in to the Free Range Human Show Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. It starts right now. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I am, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here on the 50,000 megawatt flamethrower. We like to call it 1039 WYAB. A little First Amendment outpost way out here in parts unknown. Little Cactus Jack throwback for my old school wrestling fans out there. Hope everybody's having a good morning out there in Radio Land in central Mississippi. Stormy weather today. I hate driving in the dark and I hate driving in the rain, and I got to do both this morning, coming in from Brandon out here to parts unknown. So y'all stay safe out on the roads, especially if you have to drive through Jackson. You know, Democrats already can't drive. You make the roads wet, they think that means go faster, SA. And, it usually doesn't end well. Pray for our friends in law enforcement. They're going to be on the side of the roads working wrecks today. Pray for our friends in the tow truck business. Shout out to our buddy Jerry that listens every day. We love Jerry. Owns a big tow truck company here in town. I start rattling off all my friends that are in the tow truck business, I'll be here all morning. But we think about you every time I see you on the side of the road, working an accident, loading a vehicle, broke down vehicles. You know, I learned, I think it was Jerry that told me that it is the deadliest field of any field, right in front of law enforcement, I think. One and two. I have a cop sitting here with me, Creston. Creston is one or two that kind of go back and forth, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, kind of the tow truck drivers, and it's people driving like maniacs, and see it all the time. Did you ever see, Creston, when you were working an accident or anything like that? Did you ever see did an accident ever happen while you were working an accident over your 30 years?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I know a couple of guys I used to work with. We got two cars hit at one time on the side of the road. So
tell us about it. Give us a story.
This was back in the day when if you were traveling eastbound on I-20 coming into the city of Clinton, and you passed over the Norwell Road bridge, and it was on a day like today when it was raining, all that water puddled up at the bottom of the hill there. And
tell people what would be at Norwell Road that they would know. The Continental Tire now?
Yeah, right there is Continental Tire,
Dick's
just outside
Place.
the city limits of Clinton. Dick's Place, all that right in there.
Now, I've never been to Dick's Place, but if you've ever come back from Vicksburg, you know, it's like kind of like a landmark.
Oh, it is. Absolutely. Been there for years. I know it's been there as long as I was in law enforcement, and still there today. But coming down that hill right there, some reason all the water puddled up at the bottom of that hill, and people would come down that little slope there and end up in the median. And a couple of guys were out there working one of those wrecks. And somebody come over the hill and saw all the, the lights and the stuff at the bottom of the hill, and they ended up in the median and slammed into two patrol cars. And so it's always a deadly thing on the side of the road. So I've been in a few of those myself. Yeah,
well, then you got people like me who see that dang old flatbed roll back with nothing on it and just want to go full Smokey and the Bandit, Dukes of Hazzard. It's like one day, man.
I promise you don't want to do that.
One day that impulse control going to get the best of me. I'm like, if you got to go, I can't think of a better way. And it's just something tells me you're gonna hit that guard at the front, at the top of the stainless steel, rack at the front of the at the front of the flatbed.
What they call a headache rack.
Yeah, you're not going to go any further. The ramp is going to come to a complete and total stop, like you hit a brick wall.
Yeah, I've seen those videos on the side of the road. There'd be some trooper or police officer standing on the side of the road and saying, "Hey, would you step over here? Let's talk over here on the side. We don't want to get hit." And about 10 seconds later, here comes somebody down there, slams in the back of the patrol car, hits their car, and he goes, see, that's exactly what I was talking about. So, yeah, it happens more than we'd like to say it does.
100%. 100%. Well, back to the initial point, man, pray for all of our friends out there in law enforcement and that work, first responders in general. I don't want to leave anybody out. Our firemen friends, our paramedic friends, everybody's there on the side of the road having to work accidents, or in the middle of the road having to work accidents. I remember a couple years back, I can't remember exactly why, if I was working in North Jackson or just coming back from working in North Jackson. I feel like I was working at the Toyota store out there because it happened on the southbound side of 55, right there in front of Kroger. A lot of bad situations happen right there, by the way, that little stretch between Briarwood and Northside. And a cop, I guess, had pulled over to get something out of the middle of the road and got ran over and killed, a JPD officer.
Yeah, JPD officer. And that's been, about 10, 12 years ago, maybe now?
Yeah. I was stuck in that for a minute. No, I wasn't stuck in it. It was on the southbound side. I was on the northbound, and I remember posting on social media how far back traffic was because I was going back to work or whatnot. And it's like, man, if you were coming south on 55, do not come. Turn around. Like Kamala Harris telling you at the border, do not come. You're going to be a long time. They're doing a accident, what's it called? Where you try to accident recreation. Reconstruction. Thank you. Big words. They elude me at times. So, well, look, we're on the Mazda of Jackson live stream this morning. We're streaming worldwide over there on Facebook, Twitch, and Rumble at Clay Edwards Show. And we are on X and YouTube at SaveJXN, Save Jackson, which we have long given up on doing. You can jump into the live stream there. Shout out to our moderator on YouTube, my buddy Justin. Good people out there helping keep the riffraff down in the live chat. And we have changed the rules a little bit over there. It's we've gotten a little ban heavy, a little censor heavy over there, and I've lifted the restrictions as far as that goes, within reason. Say what you want to say. You don't have to say it 10 times or more. We're not running protection for Clay. I don't care what you say about me. Everybody's allowed to have their opinions. I have mine. Just don't get mad when I give my opinion. So we enjoy you chiming in nonetheless. The Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. If you want to send us a text, whether we read it on the show or not, I do read all texts at some point in time. I may not reply, but I do read all texts, and we're going to try to start carving out at least one segment on the show where we go back and read the text of the day. And maybe we'll even start doing a competition of sorts, and the text of the day gets something free like a FAFO shirt or maybe a gift card from a sponsor, or maybe I just cash app you $10. Something. We'll come up with something fun to motivate some good text around here. Speaking of shirts, I'm wearing the Stone Cold, the FAFO 316 shirt today. Shout out to Michael Applewhite over at Shirt Shop Graphics in Byram for getting these printed up for me. They're available at buyfafo.com for only $10. And I got these in every size from small all the way up to 3X. Got a bunch of them in stock, maybe 100, 150 shirts, give or take. I need to sell these. They are marked down to $10 as well as every other shirt on the site. There's no restrictions. Everything's $10. You guys have taken it. To say you've taken advantage of this sale would be an understatement. I've got an entire massive box in the backseat of my truck right now loaded up with T-shirts to drop off at the post office and get shipped today. And that ain't all of them because I shipped a big box the other day. I think we've sold well over 100 shirts this week already. Actually, about 115 shirts this week already. You guys have stepped up to the plate and taken advantage of the sale. And what we're doing is we're going to buy more shirts with the money. I don't look at inventory like we have to sell this at full price or you can't, or it'll just sit there. No, I'll take the loss. Let's get on to the next one and keep this thing rolling. We're going to start offering a shirt of the month on a pre-sale package and some exclusive for our email list folks. If you're on the email list or if you are a member on YouTube, we're fixing to start offering you exclusive shirt, FAFO Clay Edwards Show merch that the public won't be able to buy for at least a month or maybe ever. And here's the other thing, too. We're going to sell it to you for $10. I'm not trying to make any money on it. If you're willing to be a member of the YouTube or you're as one of the YouTube subscription packages, or if you're willing or you're willing to join the email list. You will qualify for a shirt for $10. Again, that's me losing money to sell you a shirt. But that's how much I appreciate you following me and letting me have access to your inbox. And or you even donating to the cause a little bit with the YouTube subscription service. So just want to throw that out there. You know, kind of like the Dive Bar Club shirts. You familiar with that, Creston?
Yeah, that's an oldie but a goodie there, isn't it?
Right, yeah, it's kind of a different. You sign up for a membership and they send you a shirt every month from a different dive bar around the world.
Yeah.
You know, I got to thinking about it. I was like, you know, I think that's what I'm going to do for our friends that are definitely on the YouTube membership deal, and nobody else will be able to buy these shirts initially anyway. I mean, don't want to lie. If it's a good shirt, it's a good shirt. We're gonna pump it out there to folks, but you'll have a good 30 days that nobody else will have to have that shirt. So you can go sign up for the email list at clayedwardsshow.kit.com. That's KIT. clayedwardsshow.kit.com. And of course, if you're watching on the YouTube, you can just hit where it says subscribe or join. I think it's join. You join. You can pick a different level there and join up. And we do appreciate you. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and take our first break and come back with a clean plate here. And let's talk about Jelly Roll double stuffing and doubling down on his Donald Trump hate, as well as your black folks got tricked. Y'all got tricked. Shenanigans. I knew it. I knew it was a lie. And the person who started the lie has come out and admitted that, psych, got y'all. Got y'all. Of course, it wasn't hard. You may know what I'm talking about. You may not. When we get back, I'll tell you what we're talking about if you don't know. That's called a tease. And this is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. It's Thursday here in a wet, I wish it was a wet and cold central Mississippi, but it's a wet and muggy, hot, humid Mississippi. And that seems like a good time for all my hard-working folks out there that work outside, that work out on the farm, that can't get anything done when it's wet and muddy. You guys need to ride out to H&H Equipment out there in Carthage, Mississippi, and take a look at some new equipment for the farm, for the land, for the hunting camp, or anywhere else you might need it. Look, you need equipment that works as hard as you do? Well, get out there and see Noah Sullivan at H&H Chief Sales in Carthage. Thousands of you have already made the short trip to H&H for the state's best deals on CM truck beds, Big Tex trailers, Wells cargo, enclosed trailers, and even the rugged Candy electric vehicles. That's those utility-style golf carts, 4-seater, 2-seater, 4-seater, and even 6-seater. Heck, they may go up to 8 seats. You've seen them running around when you're down in Ocean Springs and places like that. Really, really cool. They got them. Heck, I guess you see them running around Reunion in some of these golf cart-friendly neighborhoods like downtown Brandon, where I live. You ever wonder where they get those at? Right here, H&H Equipment. They even service them as well. That's right. They're a warranty service center for the products they sell too. You don't get that at the hardware store when you buy a cheap old four-wheeler or golf cart, but you get it at H&H Chief Sales. Look, their equipment's built for the farm, the job site, the hunting camp, or anywhere around your property. H&H Chief Sales has a big selection. They got hometown service, and they got deals that are well worth the trip. You know, the old drive a little, save a lot. Use that thought process here. So visit Noah Sullivan and H&H Chief Sales on Highway 35 North in Carthage, or online anytime at hhchiefsales.com. And, of course, we are the Clay Edwards Show. We're powered by the free testosterone screenings out at Live Better Men's Health and Wellness. Text Clay to 601-633-9017 to get your free testosterone screening scheduled today. All right, so let's start with something a little nearer and dearer to my heart than Jelly Roll. Let's start with the whole Texas Roadhouse nonsense that popped off over the last couple of days. Logan's Roadhouse, Texas Roadhouse, all of that. So a screenshot popped up somewhere on the interwebs in a group of some sort, in a servers group or something. And it was basically a message from somebody claiming to be an employee. First off, claiming to be one of 400,000 employees of Texas and Logan's Roadhouse, which I'm pretty sure would make them the number one or one of the top employers in the country. As a matter of fact, I'm just out of curiosity. Creston, will you Google how many people Walmart employs?
I can do that.
And let me know. I'd be shocked if Walmart employs 500,000 employees. That is a massive number for one company in America. How many do they employ in America? So they said that there's a Facebook group of 400,000 white Roadhouse employees, and that they have been plotting and scheming on black folks ever since George Floyd, and they've been spitting in their foods and and using the bathroom and not washing their hands and handling their foods and all of that stuff. And there's like a blind spot in the kitchen that allows them to do this. And man, you folks bit right into it, lock, stock, and barrel. You got us a number?
I got you a number.
What is it?
1.6 million people, associates in the United States at the end of fiscal year 2026.
Ask it this. How many employees does Texas and Logan's Roadhouse have in America? So, suffice to say, this went nuclear viral because, well, everybody believed it because they always want to believe that everybody's out to get them and that there's racism and supremacy hanging around every corner just to pick on them. And that's rarely, if never, the case. First off, 400,000 employees. Like, how many Logan's Roadhouses do you think there are? And do you think that no black people work in the kitchen at these Logan's Roadhouses that would see this going on and be like, hey, man, what are you doing? I just have a hard time believing just the logistics of this to be true as much as anything. But, well, common sense did not win the day. And the internet blew up over this, and people are raising hell, crying, having complete freak out videos. We can't play some of them on the air, but I do have one we can play. Do you have me an answer over there?
Yeah. Let's see. Texas Roadhouse employs approximately 101,000 people.
That's a lot more than I thought, but nowhere near 400,000.
No.
So how many locations does it say the two have?
I was trying to see if that said that, and in this one it does not. Let me check that.
Okay, we have two in the central Mississippi area. They're both Logans. We have one in Dogwood and one in Pearl. There used to be one at the end of county line, but they're about to turn it into a Chick-fil-A. All right, so let's play this video. So this is a woman that's claiming that she went there and ate, and then, of course, got to her car and got some kind of infection, had some kind of allergic reaction. So she says they definitely putting something on the food there at Logan's. I guess spitting on the food caused her to have an allergic reaction. I mean, people. Of course, there's going to be people that try to sue over this. But anyway, let's listen to this. And this is one of those terrible food reviews. I can't stand these, where these people will go into a restaurant and they'll wear their smart glasses or they'll use their phone camera and they'll film everything, but they won't talk. And then they'll go back and they'll narrate on top of it. And it's terrible. And they all sound like the same person, like an AI chatbot, but that's not what it is. Anyway, here we go.
When they tell you that they're putting something in the food at Texas Roadhouse, believe them. This is me and my daughters and her boyfriend eating there, having a good time. And as soon as...
First off, her daughter is like dancing like they in the club or something.
I finished eating. I went to the car. My eyes started to swell up. And I had to be rushed to the hospital. They said it was some type of allergic reaction. Now I know what it was.
She knows what it was, y'all. She knows. If you're watching on the live stream there, you can see her. What she claims is her eyes swollen up. But if you go back and look at her face right here, where's the other picture? Yeah, like right here, I don't see no difference. So she got glasses on there. She's fat. so it's hard to tell if there's any difference there. But my point is, get out the brooms. I'm calling shenanigans. Shenanigans. But the internet, why let the truth get in the way of a good story? They have run wild with this whole thing for the last couple of days. Yesterday I made a post on Facebook and Instagram for that matter, and I was like, I'm suddenly craving some of them honey butter, some of that honey butter biscuit and some peace and quiet at Roadhouse. Because I was told that the culture has officially decided to boycott all Logan's Roadhouses and Texas Roadhouses. And the servers were like, they was excited. They was excited if a certain demographic of the culture decides not to come back.
Well, you can go to any one of the between 120 and 130 locations for Logan's Roadhouse in 22 states that operate in the United States.
That is still 122?
Between 120 and 130.
And they still got 100,000 employees?
Now, this was on Logan's, and Texas was the number I gave you first. Texas Roadhouse employs 101,000 people as of December 30th, 2025. Logan's employs an estimated several thousand people in the United States, roughly 35 to between 4,000 and 5,000 based on third-party estimates. So,
I'm going to say, there ain't no way in hell that there's 100 Logan's Roadhouses-ish, and they employ 100,000 people.
Well, that's what I said. That's
there
different now.
There ain't 1,000 employees at each one of them.
You're talking about two different things. You're talking about Texas and then Logan's.
Okay.
All right. The Texas Roadhouse is the higher number, the 101,000.
Yeah.
Logan's Roadhouse is between 3,500 and 4,000 people in 22 states, and between 120 and 130 locations.
Well, that's believable.
Yeah.
The Texas Roadhouse one is the one I'm calling shenanigans on.
It very well could be. We are talking what AI says, not.
Yeah. There's not they do not have 1,000 employees at each Texas Roadhouse.
No, I wouldn't think so.
And if you wanted to skew that out and say, okay, well maybe there's some locations have more than others, I call it even bigger BS, because then you're telling me that some locations have more than 1,000 employees.
Yeah.
And there ain't no way. You're talking about 3 shifts, usually 3 shifts, lunch, midday, dinner, or 2 shifts plus kitchen. So 4 shifts technically. So let's just say 2 kitchen shifts, 2 front of house shifts, 25, 30 people, maybe 50 people. And that's a lot for a restaurant, maybe 50 people. So 100 people at the max working there, maybe 125. If you count some part-timers and hosts and bartenders and stuff like that, complete shenanigans this morning. So what do y'all think? Did y'all believe it? Now I've got a video, another absolute meltdown video, but I cannot play it over the radio. So you're going to have to tune into the live stream to get that video of a woman having an absolute meltdown, and it is friggin' hilarious, and I think it's representative of exactly why people celebrated when they said they were boycotting. Now, I want to make this clear, because I feel like I have to every now and then. When I say culture, I am not talking about all black people. I'm not talking about just black people. I just want to be clear there. I am talking about a particular demographic of ratchet, ghetto trash. And that can be white, black, whatever. If you fit the mold of ratchet ghetto trash, then yes, I'm talking about you. If you do not, I am not talking about you. I don't know any other way to say it.
That's pretty simple. That's simple dividing line there.
It is. I know I'm not white trash. I'm not white trailer park trash. Now, and nothing against people that live in trailer parks. You understand what we're saying here. There's really good, fine folks that live in trailer parks. You're not trailer park trash. You just live in a trailer park.
People know who you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. Now let's move that analogy over to the ghetto. You may live in the ghetto, but you're not ratchet ghetto trash. Does that make sense? You may not live in the ghetto, but you still may be ratchet trash. I'm talking about you. Also, if you're ghetto trash, ghetto ratchet trash, or just ratchet trash that has been Section 8'd into a nice neighborhood, I'm talking about you. If you're white trash of any sorts, rural white trash, trailer park white trash, or ghetto white trash, I'm talking to you. If you live in a rural community and you're poor, or just live in a rural community and you're not trash, guess what? I'm not talking about you. Do we understand this? Why is this such a hard thing to understand? I'll tell you why I know the answer. It's because, unfortunately, here's where I am talking about the majority of black folks. Y'all think you own the word culture and that nobody else is allowed to use that word for anything. And so anytime it gets used in a negative connotation, you think it's automatically about the entire black culture. It is not. So I just wanted to get that off my chest this morning. So when I say that the Roadhouse employees are dancing and celebrating and excited that the culture rotters are boycotting the restaurant, I'm not talking about the good folks out there. I'm not talking about normal black people. I'm not talking about normal white people. I'm talking about ghetto, no tipping, loud as hell, acting like they in a club, trash. If you haven't worked in a restaurant, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. If you have, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain it. Go to an Applebee's and go to Applebee's anywhere, not just Jackson. The one in Flowood is a crap show. Any of them. Around the Dollarita time, around happy hour, go to Chili's right there at Briarwood. Go to any of these chain restaurants, Red Lobster, when it was still open. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's the disrespectful, loud, no tipping demographic that nobody wants to be around. Nobody wants them in their business. They'll drink 49% of a mixed drink and send it back. It's like, I don't like the way this tastes. Something ain't right about this. They'll eat just under half of their food, send it back. This something ain't right. I didn't order it like this. They'll pick at it and lift it up and act weird with it, trying to insinuate there's something wrong with it. Well, why did it take you half of it or 49% of it to figure out something was wrong with it? Because the unwritten rule is if you drink more than half or eat more than half, you can't send it back and get a fresh plate or get a refund or get it comped. But if you eat just or consume just less than half, the unwritten rule is they'll make it right. But in my mind, if it didn't taste right after the first bite, it ain't going to taste right after the second, the third, the fourth, or the fifth. What you're doing is you're just trying to eat and drink for free, or get double the food and the drink for the price of one, and then not tip. That's the people they don't want in their restaurants. That's the people when y'all say you're boycotting, they don't run out in the middle of the street begging you to not leave, begging you to stay. So
you don't know how many of them calls we got for people doing that very thing.
Oh, I can imagine.
Oh, it was a regular basis at
Applebee's.
Yeah, at Applebee's
and Mexican restaurants
and other places.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a usual thing.
Anywhere they serve liquor.
True.
Yeah. Anywhere they serve liquor, and of course, they can't do that at buffets, and buffets prepay. They're stupid if they don't. So you got to prepay. That's why when I open my restaurant downtown, below the nightclub, Gators or 105 or whatever you want to call it, I took the original Buffalo Wild Wings concept they don't do this anymore, but they did. When you walked in Buffalo Wild Wings, you went to the counter, you placed your order, and you paid, and a server brought it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we did not have a traditional waiter deal.
Right.
And that way, you're welcome to complain, but you ain't getting your money back. Unless we know we messed something up.
Because you got exactly what you ordered.
You got what you ordered. I know that it ain't messed up. Now, look, mistakes do happen. And we'll make it right.
We're human. We're going to make mistakes.
Mistakes always seem to happen on to-go orders, not sit-down orders. Funny how that works. Because you don't check your food till you get back, and there's a few variables there. But anytime somebody ever wanted to complain, like we had a guy complain one time about a salad. It was the most ridiculous argument ever. He was upset about something else, and he got back to where he worked next door there at the AT&T building, and called the health department, and made up some lie about the lettuce. But it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with they only got 30-minute lunches, and we didn't have his food ready in time. But it's not my fault that you only have a 30-minute lunch. So he was mad about that, and then somehow made it something about lettuce, so the health department would come down, and to their credit, they come down and they check the stuff out when they get a complaint like that. All right, that's that on that. Let's take a break, come back, and get into this double-stuffed jelly roll. He doubles down on the Trump stuff. He's high on his own supply. Just out there in Hollywood, just riding around, smelling his own farts. Just thinks, oh, yeah.
He's pushing all his chips to the middle of the table, and he's only holding a pair.
Yep, and just not taking into account, he's got to jump back on that tour bus one day and come to somewhere like the Brandon Amphitheater and hope he can sell some tickets to a bunch of people he just poo-pooed on. So we'll talk about it when we get back. This is the Clay Edwards Show. Creston Birch, 103.9 WYAB. To the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. Ellis Autoplex. The Ellis Autoplex text line, 769-241-1944. Let's read a few texts off of there, and then we'll tell you a little bit about Ellis Autoplex. I told you we would read some texts this morning. Open my phone here. Let's see here. Come on. It's taking a second to load here.
Everything running a little slow this morning.
It is. I don't know what's going on. My phone's not on Wi-Fi because we don't have Wi-Fi. So let's try this one more time here. It was showing me the preview of all the text, but when I opened it, it just kind of hung up. All right, there we go. Unknown texter says, my grandfather owned multiple restaurants in Mississippi statewide at one time, and it was all-you-can-eat buffet. The culture would fill their plates up to 6 inches high, eat half of it, and turn around and say it's not that good and want their money back. It was absolutely ridiculous, and my grandfather despised it because he grew up during the Great Depression and didn't appreciate people wasting food. Me and the girlfriend were having the same exact conversation the other night. She was like, I really respect the way you don't waste food, I don't waste much of anything, and I'll eat it for a few days until I just can't anymore, and I'll feed whatever's left the dogs will get. But that ain't much. That's rare, very rare. I threw away 2 pieces of pizza left over from the weekend yesterday, and it killed me to do so. But I didn't shut the Ziploc bag good all the way.
This don't sound good.
And I noticed, and it was like, well, it wasn't stinking or anything like that, but I was just like, let's throw it away. It was a tough decision though, because that pizza was good. That Lost Pizza, the El Diablo, it's one of my favorite. I'm not a big specialty pizza guy, but that is one specialty pizza that I love. And man, it pains me to throw those last 2 slices away. But anyway, I don't believe in wasting food at all. I mean, I'll fix a plate, I'll put it up, I'll eat the rest later. Whatever. That's why I got all those meal prep containers. They're perfect for putting leftovers in, not just meal prep, like because they got the compartments and everything. So if I overfix a plate, boom, throw it in there. But yeah, a lot of waste. That's one with berries. This whole thing with berries recently, and they even reached out to me. I'm gonna go out there and eat soon. Barry's doing away with the free birthday dinner. It was inevitable. And you ever say whatever, it's 100% to blame on the culture. The culture. You get a free birthday dinner, and you nor the people at your table that came with you tip. Like, what else do you need? You're getting a free meal. And it just pained me. One of the comments said, the meal's free. Why shouldn't the tip be included? I was like, and that's why they're doing away.
And there you go.
And I came up with a couple solutions I thought could help it. But at the end of the day, just doing away with it and getting that trash out the building is the best case scenario, because they're just overall a net negative. You know, people like that are that cheap, they're a net negative to your business. Just them being in the building. If one person brings 3 or 4, and even if they pay the full price, you just don't want them in the building. They don't bring anything good to it. The profit margins are so thin. The amount of resources it takes to wait a table like that doesn't tip, and those are the tables that work the server to death. And they'll act like they can't get up and, can you get me this? Can you get me this? They want a Kessler Prime experience on a McDonald's budget, where the whole staff is dedicated to every table. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, there's one person that runs around doing water. There's one person bringing bread. There's one person doing this. You have a main server as well, but it's a team. Every table is a teamwork, and the Kessler Prime's just on another level when it comes to that. And I know some other places around here do that as well. Our friends out at Cypress Point as well, at their steakhouse. They the same concept. It's like you have a dedicated server, then you have a team that works behind that server to make sure everything's flawless. But that's what these people want out of the buffet, and then they don't want to tip. It's mind-boggling. And then, not to mention the food waste, which, by the way, that food waste is why it costs you $30 to go eat at Barry's. $30, give or take. I know it ain't quite $30, but it can be higher than that on crab leg night. Mama Hamil's. That's why it's so expensive to go eat at these buffet places. Food costs is going up, and then you got these people who they got to get it all on the first trip. 2, 3 plates loaded up. They eat about half of it, and then they'll go get another plate and eat 2 bites and waste it. And it's just like, why? Why do that? I pay for it. Don't worry about what I do. Gator says on the Ellis Autoplex text line, it wouldn't surprise me if the black lady ate at Barry's on her birthday. Speaking of, he said, it wouldn't surprise me if the black lady ate at Barry's on her birthday. People like that make it a easy decision for owners to make business decisions due to the non-appreciative people out there. Culture rot is real. He says, I can't spell worth a dang. Tweak it. I went to buy them. I said, yeah. Unknown texter. I worked at Applebee's in the early 90s, and you are so right. I walked out one night after so many of those very patrons one night and 0 tip. That's it, man. I mean, and then they get mad when you call out there's a particular group of people that tipping ain't part of their culture. At least that's what they'll tell you. They'll try to argue this. There's like a big online argument, and it's always from one group of people that try to justify not tipping. Tell me, that's a European thing. That's not even an American thing. Well, you know what? Europeans discovered this place. Are there even any restaurants in Africa? Crickets, I tell you, crickets. Let's see here. Let's read one more text. Jimmy on the Ellis Autoplex text line. I didn't believe it. I said most workers here are black. Easily achievable. Most are cooks that are high in the parking lot behind the steakhouse. Let me start over. Context matters here. Jimmy's saying he didn't believe the rumor. He said most workers there are black. Easily achievable. Most are cooks that are high in the parking lot behind the steakhouse. Okay, I know what he's saying. I said that there's no way this could happen with as many black people that work in the back of the house, like in the kitchens and stuff. There's no way that the few white employees are targeting black customers. And Jimmy says, oh, I believe it. He said he didn't believe the rumor was true, but said it was achievable considering most of the cooks are high behind the building. I got what you're saying now. Context matters, right? context matters. We got to take a break. I guess we're just going to push the Jelly Roll stuff to the top of the hour because I got a lot to say about it. And we'll see what else we run into this morning. We got to find a sports story to talk about. I saw a WNBA story. Enes Kanter.
No, you didn't.
Enes Kanter has been banned from going to any of whatever team he was at. He's been banned from the Chicago Fire. No, the Orlando team, I think, or Chicago, whichever team he got kicked out of the other night. He's now been banned from the arena for the player starting something with him. There's the WNBA story. Maybe we'll find another one to talk about football related when we come back. Don't go nowhere. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. Again to the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. During this top of the hour news break, it's our 7-minute break, I'm going to play the uncensored video that I was talking about of a black woman absolutely losing her mind over this Texas Roadhouse, Logan's Roadhouse hoax. Another hoax perpetrated by Black Lives Matter to destroy a good business for no reason. For no reason. Probably some bitter former employee, or maybe just somebody that didn't get their meal free when they sent it back after eating 51% of it. Started a lie and tried to destroy an American institution. But whether I think the food's any good or not, whatever, you can't deny that Logan's and Texas Roadhouse have been around for a long time. They employ a bunch of people, clearly. And, look, everybody can't afford to go to Cypress Point Resort for a good steak. Everybody can't afford to go to Kessler Prime, Tico's, any of these other places, Shapley's. So a good steak to them is a chain restaurant. It ain't to me, but you know what? I do always enjoy the atmosphere at those places. I ain't gonna lie, as long as it ain't overcultured and loud like in a movie theater or something. I can deal with it. But I like they're dark. The drinks are usually pretty good. The appetizers are always good. The cheese sticks are usually pretty good. I'll go for the cheese sticks. I don't give a damn about the steak. But if you throw one in front of me and you actually know how to cook it rare, I'll probably eat it. But yeah, no reason. They decided to try to destroy a business. I was actually thinking about having a FAFO Friday free shirt lunch at one of these places. I ran right past our time there. So we are still here live. Let's load this video up. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to do this. Let's load this video up here and play it for you guys. Let me change scenes here. I was going to try to say bye to the radio audience. Then you saw how that went.
How'd that work for you?
Not very good. Not very good. Damn it. I thought I had it saved and I don't. Shit. Y'all give me just a second. I got to go to the other computer and finish downloading it, and I will come back and I'll have it downloaded. Y'all give me 1 second. Don't go nowhere. Sorry, guys. It's still processing over there. So we may or may not have time to get to it during this break. But if we don't, we'll get to it in the next break. It's like 2.5 minutes long. Boom goes La Dynamite. It's hour 2 of the most incendiary show on the RADIO. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, Clay Edwards, coming at you live here on the 50,000 megawatt flamethrower. We call it 103.9 WYAB. We're streaming worldwide on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Rumble. We call that the Mazda of Jackson live stream. You can find it at either Save JXN or Clay Edwards Show. One of the two will pop up when you search, I promise. We are powered by the free testosterone screenings over at Live Better Health and Wellness. That number to get the hookup on the free testosterone screening for my men out there, you text my name, CLAY, Clay, to 601-633-9017, and I'll tell you all about the great wonders of testosterone as well as concierge medical services. You will never go to a minor med type place again. Once you do this, I promise, You'll have no need to. You probably won't be sick as often when you're doing preventive medicines. So that's a big thing. Go get you a B12 shot. I meant to get one yesterday. I love a good B12 shot. Give me some energy. That's what I need right now too. I need to get over, unrelated, I need to get over to core therapy and get me another drip, another IV bag full of all the good nutrients and stuff to give me that extra energy that I need.
So a little therapy.
I love it, man. You know, some people are like, "Oh, why don't you just do this, do that, da 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 da." Well, yeah, all that's great, but this works too. You know, I got into an argument with a guy on Facebook last time I posted a picture of me getting the IV bag, and he was like, "Why don't you just eat right and get sleep and do that?" Like, bro, I do as much of that as I can, but when you're a one-man army when it comes to business and content creation and doing everything I do, sleep is at a premium, brother. Sleep is at a premium. So sometimes you have to get your energy from other sources, and I prefer to keep them legal. So a IV bag trumps the other potential sources for unnatural energy, as we'll call it.
Yeah, we don't want to go there.
No, I'm past that point in my life. Hey, if you're watching on the live stream, you see that little QR code up in the top corner there above my head or above the microphone. You can scan that with your phone if you're watching on a TV or computer. Pick up your phone, scan it, and that'll take you to sign up for the email list. Or if you're not watching where you can scan, go to clayedwardsshow.kit, that's KIT.com, and sign up for the email list. And you will automatically have access when released to exclusive Clay Edwards Show FAFO merch, as well as invitations to events, lunches, dinners, happy hour events, whatever we do. You'll have access to it first before anybody, and most of the time exclusive access, because we're not going to be opening things to the public too often unless we're getting paid to do so. So there's that. All right, lunch today. I got my Martin's menu in front of me, so we'll tell you what the blue plate is at Martin's, and we'll tell you about McBee's here in a little bit. Let's see, lunchtime blue plate special today. Thursday is pot roasts at both locations, Jackson as well as Livingston. And guys, the football is getting started this weekend, and if you live anywhere near Livingston, if you live in Madison County anywhere, you owe it to yourself to get the boys together and go watch some games at Martin's Livingston with these 100-inch TVs. I think it's either 8 or 12 of them. They just put in the expansion part they did. It's insane. It is awesome, and I can't wait to get out there and watch a game myself. I'm going to have to call my favorite Uber driver up, and Jason, shout out to Jason Odom, give my favorite Uber driver a call and go out there one Sunday and just sit down and chill and watch some pro games. Or maybe do it one Saturday and watch some college games. That'd always be fun. But I'm telling you, you can't think of a better environment to watch a bunch of games in than surrounded by just walls of televisions there at Martin's.
Yeah, with that in mind, it's week 0, and there's about 8 games on televised and probably more online. So may not be any of your favorite teams, but if you're a football fan, it's time, people.
It is. It is. Let's see here. Let's get the schedule.
Well,
you got the
I've
schedule?
got the schedule right here in front of me if you want me to go through it.
Yeah, please. What are the big games?
Well, big games are a big question, but North Carolina and TCU seems to be the biggest one of the bunch.
Well, a lot of questions there. Can Bill Belichick right the ship?
That's a really big question.
Because it will be his last year if he doesn't. It will be a two-and-done failed experiment. And I don't know if they'll fire him mid-season, but they may.
They might. It could. Well, that's your all times are Eastern, but that's your noontime kickoff is right. North Carolina and TCU.
What else?
They've got San Jose State and USC, and that's your 3 o'clock game. NC State,
USC
Virginia,
is my dark horse for the national championship this year too.
They could come out of the West and do a little damage to some folks, I think, this year.
Yeah, they're going to make it to the second, third round of the playoffs anyway.
You got Jacksonville State and North Dakota State.
Jacksonville State, Ole Miss fans, y'all remember Jacksonville State?
They used to do us wrong on several occasions. Matter of fact, we used to play against Jacksonville State at Mississippi College back in the day. Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, that's when MC won a national championship over Jacksonville State, 3-0 in the snow in Alabama. long time ago.
Yeah.
Sacramento State and Eastern Michigan, some of those directional schools. You got Hawaii and Stanford coming up at the 7 p.m. game.
No interest.
And, yeah, that's probably going to be a blowout for Stanford. New Mexico State and Florida State. Now, there's your Doak Campbell Stadium right there at 7 p.m. That's going to be on the CW if you're looking for that. And
Can Florida State turn it around?
Can they keep it all together? That's the question.
Yeah.
And then for the late night West Coast, you got Memphis and UNLV out in Allegiant Stadium in Paradise,
that's Vegas.
Nevada.
That's Vegas. Yeah, that's the new Raider Stadium there.
New Raider Stadium.
Who are they playing? Memphis and who?
Memphis and UNLV.
UNLV. So that's the fighting Dan Mullins.
That's right.
Fighting
Dan Mullins.
Memphis just redid their stadium, their Liberty Stadium.
Liberty Bowl.
Liberty Bowl looks great. It is one of the nicest college stadiums out there now.
So that's your week 0 rundown, and I don't know if anybody is going to be cheering for any of those folks, but hey, if you're a football fan, it's time to get the grills fired up, get on the back porch, grab you a cold one, and let's watch some football.
I'll be watching NASCAR this weekend. It's Daytona.
Well, that's why you have 2 or 3 TVs. You got to have it all going on at once.
Yeah, I'll be watching Daytona Sunday. Is it Sunday, I assume, or is it Saturday?
Should be Sunday around noonish.
Yeah, no, they don't do noon races no more. I think the summer race is usually a Saturday night race. Will you check that real quick for me?
I can do that.
Sunday is the AEW. You know, I'm a wrestling guy. Sunday is AEW All In. It's their big yearly it's their WrestleMania, their big stadium show. It's over at Wembley Stadium in London, and you got some great matches there from our wrestling fans out there. And it's a I think a 2 o'clock kickoff, 1 o'clock kickoff our time. So I like that. You got about a 4-hour pay-per-view there in the middle of the day on Sunday. I don't have to stay up late watching it. So I can kind of flip back and forth between that and a little NASCAR if they're competing. So
if there's anything good going on NASCAR, it's been pretty spicy here lately.
It has been good. And look, it's Daytona.
And that's true, too.
It's Daytona, so I'll take it. All right, let's you got my...
Looks like maybe 3 p.m. on Friday for the O'Reilly race.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday Cup Series race. The Coke Zero Sugar 400 is at 7:30 p.m.
I love it. Saturday night. My plans are confirmed. So that good in them on getting that on before like the real college football gets in. They'll be competing with that starting next week. But you want Daytona kind of to itself. You know, you don't want to be competing against college football or the pros with Daytona. That's kind of the Super Bowl. Well, it's the second Super Bowl. They race there twice a year, but both sell out. Next year, pretty interesting. So the Super Bowl this upcoming year falls on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that ought to be interesting.
Right. So the Daytona 500 is usually the second Sunday in February, but they moved the Super Bowl this year. So the Daytona 500 NASCAR wants nothing to do with competing against the Super Bowl.
Well, that's smart.
Right. So they moved the Daytona 500 to the week before or the week after. Will you check the date on the 2027 Daytona 500?
Can do that
real quick. And which again, it tells you how powerful that the NFL is. That the Daytona 500, which is considered the Super Bowl of NASCAR, so to say, it's the first race of the year. They do it backwards. I wish they would end the season at Daytona too, but whatever they do. They ended it with a track that I don't care for, Miami, one of the more boring tracks there. What you got for me?
It's coming. It's getting here. The 69th running the Daytona 500 will be Thursday. No. 500's on Sunday, February 21st.
Just the week after the Super Bowl. Yep, that makes the most sense. You don't want to be competing. You don't want to be competing against any of that. But they do a bye week between the conference championship games and the Super Bowl now, and they just squashed the Pro Bowl. There will be no Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
it's going to be an awards show for all the players. It says all 88 players. What the hell were they talking about? 88 players. I just saw it here a second ago on Outkick. It says
But yeah, that's the top headline for the Daytona 500 is the conflict with the Super Bowl. and they're moving it a week, which is is definitely smart for NASCAR to not be fighting against the Super Bowl. I mean, heck, even folks that don't watch football watch the Super Bowl usually. So it ought to be interesting on that day too. But hey, I'm just getting fired up for the college football season. That's my college football, college baseball. That's my two.
Sure. I just saw the story over here at Outkick, and once it was there, and now it's not. Anyway, so they did away with they squashed the Pro Bowl, which it died years ago, but they decided to go and put it out of its misery. It had been converted to like a flag football game and all these other things, and finally they're just going to do an award show, which I think at this point, if they're not going to play real football, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And look, in defense of the players here, and look, they make a lot of money. A lot of them do. But it's a top-heavy deal. The bottom guys aren't making the money the top guys are. You don't want to go get hurt in a damn exhibition game.
No, definitely not. You make too much money for that.
And you'll say, well, Clay, those are the all-stars player. They make the good money. Man, but you don't want to get hurt in a contract year. You want to make it to the Pro Bowl, because you want to be a Pro Bowler going into free agency, right?
Yeah, because you probably got that in your contract. You get a little bump
bonuses.
When you make the Pro Bowl.
Well, not just that, but you want to be a free agent when you're coming off as the best of your position, right?
Right.
The best of your position that's not playing in the Super Bowl. And, it's great for free agency. But the last thing you want to do is go play that and get hurt. So a lot of guys were opting out, and there were subs, alternates playing, and it just become a very watered-down game. They weren't playing any defense.
No.
And, which some people will say they like that. But I think if you think you want to watch a league with no defense, watch the Pro Bowl and get back at me. And I think you will have a much different opinion.
Much different opinion. That was the most boring thing that you could watch.
Well, I could say the same thing about any All-Star game. They're none of them are any good anymore. They're just all terrible. The whole All-Star concept has gone to hell in a handbasket. The NHL, I think, does it right. I just don't like hockey, but they do like the NHL versus the world. Mm-hmm. Or so it's like America versus the world, pretty much is what it is. I think that's what it is, America versus the other countries. And I think that's a great concept, because then you get country pride involved. So I guess whatever countries host, let's say they do it in America, it's America versus the world. If they do it in Canada, it's Canada versus. I think it's how they do it. Don't quote me on it. But the most recent, they redid it where it was, country versus country sort of. And
Give it a little intrigue, a little something going on there.
Right. You have another reason to get involved and engaged in it, other than just my favorite goalies playing in the thing. And I think they ought to do. Didn't they used to do? I know they did. The college versus NFL used to be a thing. They would do the Pro Bowl team or the Super Bowl winning team versus the national champion team, or it was like Pro Bowlers versus the national champion football team.
I don't recall that, but I'm not saying it didn't happen.
You got the Google later in front of you there. Ask that about, and we're going to go to break here, but ask that about about college. Did the college versus NFL ever play in any format for an all-star game back in the day? Stay with us during the break. We're going to play that video of the black woman losing her mind about the Texas Roadhouse rumors here in the commercial break. This is the Clay Edwards Show. When we come back, we're going to finally get to the jelly roll stuff. And you got an answer in front of me?
I do not yet.
You're not, okay. You were doing this, so I thought, you got an answer. All right, we'll have that answer for you and more. This is the Clay Edwards Show with Creston Birch here. We'll be right back. Well, we're not going anywhere if you're watching online on the Mazda Jackson live stream. We'll be right back. Radio. Rip the knob off. Don't go nowhere. All right, let's play this video here.
It's thinking hard about it.
All right, guys, I have to cue this up here real quick, and I have to make dang sure this is not bleeding through on the air, because way too many curse words.
And I ain't never eaten at Texas Roadhouse again.
Guys, I have to cue this up here real quick, And I have to make dang sure this is not bleeding.
Or Logan's Roadhouse. Y'all got me fucked up. Didn't I just...
Sorry, I didn't have the mics on. Sorry about all that. I had to make sure I was having to do an air test. Here's the crazy woman.
And I ain't never eating at Texas Roadhouse again or Logan's Roadhouse. Y'all got me fucked up. Didn't I just make a video saying how they didn't want us in their establishments? They don't want us in their establishments. We need to be only supporting black-owned restaurants, period. Y'all Texas Roadhouse, one of your biggest supporters is black folks because of y'all bread and that honey butter. But fuck that honey butter. I bet you I'll learn how to make that shit my damn self. But y'all want to spit in people's food, in black people's food, and lick on your fingers and touch their food. Why y'all can't do that shit in front of our face? Why y'all can't lynch people in broad daylight? This is the shit that I don't understand. Why y'all can't be bold about this shit? Why y'all can't grab y'all nuts up? Since you want to be so bad, since you want to be so hard and so evil and murderers, do that shit in the broad day. Do that shit in front of my face and then sit that plate in front of me. I'm so sick of this shit. Don't no black people eat at Texas Roadhouse or Logan's Roadhouse. Fuck what they talking about. And we only eating at black-owned restaurants from now on.
Who wants to tell her that this whole thing started from something that someone posted on X that turned out to be a lie, that they admitted themselves was a lie, was rage bait, was a hoax. But a lot of big pro-black accounts took it and ran with it, right? And now they want you to believe that at Texas Roadhouse and Logan's Roadhouse, those are the two establishments that black people should avoid because the allegation is there's a secret Facebook group of 400,000 servers and they're talking about what they do to black people's food. First of all, Texas Roadhouse came out and said this was unfounded. There was no basis in reality whatsoever. Second of all, a simple Google search will tell you that Texas Roadhouse as an entity employs about 100,000 employees. But the fake story said that there were 400,000 people in this chat, but
all right, y'all get the point. Complete meltdown. And I love how she said, why don't y'all lynch us in broad daylight? She took a big leap from spitting in food to lynching in broad daylight, didn't she? Welcome back in here to the Clay Edwards Show, 1039 WYAB, streaming worldwide at 1039 WYAB.com, as well as, of course, all the big social media platforms, X, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Rumble. We are on all of them. That's right, all of them. So let's see here. Let me pull up McBee's, tell you what's going on over there. And by the way, the new Lakeside location, it is, in fact, open for lunch. They're open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. So they're open 7 days a week. They're open at 11 a.m. every day, and they're open 1 hour later till 11 p.m. on the weekends. And let's see here. Do I have the lunch menu? The blue here? Yep. Got the blue plates. We got the technology. It is Thursday. It is spaghetti. Red sauce spaghetti is the blue plate special of the day at both McBee's locations. Ridgeland on Lake Harbor Drive. You know, they've been buzzing the Riz since 1982. And now they're buzzing Lake Caroline since 2026. Michael, I hope you got that on a shirt. Buzzing the lake since 2026. Y'all get by there and check it out, man. If you're in Madison County, well, the Gluckstadt side of Madison County. If you're on the west side of 55 in Madison County, swing by and check out the all-new Lake Caroline location of McBee's. And it's got a different menu. You got some higher-end food on there. You got some pastas. You got some steaks and stuff. So if you're wanting something that you could got it, that you were able to get at that former building what it was previously that you really enjoyed, you're still going to be able to get similar stuff but they're also going to bring some of that McBee's, some of McBee's favorites as well, and kind of expand it. And you're going to enjoy it. I know I saw some of the online stuff when they first announced that they were taking over that location. A lot of people were upset because they loved the previous business, and I get it. I've been the same way when places take over. I'm still upset about Reed Pierce's and Byram closing and the new owner taking over, and it was just never the same. So I understand why people would worry about stuff like that. But Michael Wimberly and his team, they're going to take it. They're going to do it right. They're going to listen to any concerns that you have, and they're going to take them seriously. And you're going to enjoy what they bring out there to the lake. You have my word on that. I know the man too well. I watched what he's done at other businesses he's taken, and I watched what he did to the classic McBee's, and he hadn't gotten any complaints, and they've made nice little subtle changes. So you'll enjoy it out there. I'm co-signing on it for what that's worth, and maybe we'll do a FAFO lunch out there one day. FAFO Friday. Maybe we'll call it something a little better than FAFO if we're going to Lake Caroline. It's all fancy out there. Maybe we'll come up with a better name for it that's more befitting of the location. No, we ain't changing anything. I kid. But we will come out there one Friday and have a big old lunch out there. It's nice. All right, man, let's jump into it. We've been tiptoeing around it. We've had a lot of other subjects before, but we got to close one thing. NFL versus college all-stars.
From the files of things you did not know in trivia, there was, primarily through the Chicago Charities College All-Star Game, also called the College All-Star Football Classic. It was an annual preseason exhibition from 1934 to 1976.
They played this thing for a long time.
They did, except for 1974 when there was the NFL player strike, but it was always the college all-stars against one of the NFL teams. The college all-stars won 9 times.
Did they win any? So
they won 9 times. They tied twice, and they lost 31 times. But they did upset the Green Bay Packers in 1937, which embarrassed the great Vince Lombardi. So
yeah.
But hey, from the files that you didn't know, there was a college versus NFL exhibition match.
Vince Lombardi was coaching the Packers in the 30s?
That is and the 63 game excuse me, I've read the wrong one. In the 63 game, they embarrassed Vince Lombardi.
I was about to say.
I said 37 because that's what it says. They did beat the Green Bay Packers twice. Once in 1937, once in 1963.
Interesting. That I didn't know, so I learned some details there. I would, bring that back. Bring some form of that back. Say, take the best college football team, college football all-stars, or the national champion team, and pit them against the worst team in the NFL that has the number 1 overall draft pick. And if they lose the number 1 overall draft pick.
Make it worth their while. Huh?
Make it worth. If they win, they get to pick 1 and 2.
Oh, okay.
Get some skin in the game.
Put some money on it, as they would say.
Yeah, but it's got to happen at the end of the season before free agency and everything else. And I mean, they'll never do it. But they should. And the college players, if they win, $1 million each. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but it's not when we're talking about the amount of money television would pay for this game.
Astronomical.
Probably Netflix would pay $500 million for a game like this. Well, not $500 million. They pay $100 million, $150 million.
It'd be more than I got in my pocket, I tell you that.
Look at what they're going to pay for some of these big boxing matches and MMA things that are coming up, and I believe that this would draw more than a fight.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this would get a lot of curiosity.
Sure.
And I'm going to tell you what, if the NFL team lost, it would be a one and done.
You think?
It would never happen again. We out. Seacrest out. All right, let's get into this Jelly Roll stuff.
Poor old Jelly Roll.
Let's read one text here on the Ellis Autoplex text line first. Got a text from somebody that was listening to the live stream there. I want to see what it's a local law enforcement officer. I want to see what he says. He says, ha, ha, ha. So I'm listening to that lady going crazy, and a YouTube ad interrupted right as she was finishing. Even a good beaver loses its wood. How ironic. Well, my friend, you should have YouTube Premium. It is worth the $20 a month, and it's the best $20 a month I spend. Yes, I hate giving Google, YouTube a penny, anything. But you know what? My time is worth more than anything. Anything. The girlfriend, she wanted to watch something on Hulu the other night, and I just canceled Hulu. I was trying to sign back up so she could watch the show, and I was like, I couldn't find the ad-free option. She's like, you really don't like watching ads, do you? I say, my time is valuable. You watch an hour-long documentary or something, a show on Hulu or whatever, and you got to watch ads, 15 minutes of it's ads. And we're watching stuff late at night here. Well, that's bumping up against my very limited sleep that I'm going to get anyway. And if I watch 2 episodes, well, 15 minutes of ad per show. You know, I get it. I mean, I host a radio show every morning. There's 20 minutes of ads an hour, give or take.
Yeah.
And so I understand it. Like, you know, if I could do an ad-free version of this, I would. But you have to pay for it.
Absolutely.
That's the catch.
That'd go behind that old paywall.
Yep. All right, let's jump into it. Was I going anywhere with any of that? Did I need to finish that topic off? I was talking about Hulu.
We're trying to stay away from jelly as much as we can, but
I guess
we can't help it.
No. Well, I was just thinking. I went down a rabbit hole there. I was to make sure I wasn't not finishing a topic. But I think I finished it, right?
I think we got it.
We got it. Yeah, I was telling my buddy he needed to sign up for YouTube Premium and no ads, and I told a little story about Hulu. All right, we finished it. Let's go. Jelly Roll doubles down. We're calling it double stuffed jelly.
You know what? I did a couple of jokes like that last night in case y'all didn't hear about it, and it's because I'm hosting a damn late night show. That's where you talk about the news and you make jokes, but I guess apparently because I did it, it really messed with people's heads. This was actually a headline, y'all. Jelly Roll stuns Jimmy Kimmel Live audience with multiple jabs at Trump. Didn't see this coming.
Can somebody tell me what the punchline was there? Why don't I get that? Why is it I didn't see this coming? What's the reference?
I'm not sure. Maybe it was a sight joke and we couldn't see it. I don't know.
I have to say, as a former felon, a drug dealer who has lost 300 pounds, has tattoos all over his face.
Him and his weight loss are becoming like people that go to CrossFit. They don't shut the F up about it. And I'm telling you, as a guy that's lost weight and won't shut up about it, I get it.
God bless the man for losing that much weight. I mean, good Lord.
You know, let's let him finish. I got a lot to say. I'm diabolical about interrupting these videos. I can't help it.
And won 3 Grammys. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done to stun people. What a turn of events. Who would have guessed I'd get in more trouble with the president than Rosie O'Donnell? I love you, Rosie. Thanks for having my back today, baby.
That's where he loses me, 100%. And his doubling down here, thanking Rosie for having his back today. Bruh, it ain't Rosie O'Donnell fans that are going to be out at the amphitheater next time.
Didn't she leave and go live somewhere else?
Yeah, I don't know. She is so ugly. She is so ugly. Oh, my God. Fat and ugly.
That and a mud fence?
What?
That and a mud fence?
Mm-hmm.
Online were upset that I didn't treat the president with reverence and dignity. But I want to remind y'all that I go by the name Jelly Roll. I don't even treat myself with reverence and dignity. One day I looked in the mirror and said, you, my friend, are a pastry. Frankly, I think most people were just surprised that I had any opinions at all.
Well, yeah, because you've spent the last 4 or 5 years telling us that you didn't have opinions on politics. And you spent the last 4 or 5 years telling us how you're holier than thou and how you have this redemption story and all of these things. And I love all that. And I don't want to discount all that. But don't poop in one hand and pee in the other. You know, you sit here, you tell us all these great things, how we should respect you and how you've earned all this, how you've done all this, how you've come about the mud and how you changed your life and how we should take you serious. And then come over here and tell us, my name's Jelly Roll. Don't take me serious.
Yeah, he has definitely turned a corner there, for lack of better. And I think he's just now figuring that out. And he may, quote, double down and keep trying to. It's not going to be good for him, I don't think.
No, we got about 30 seconds left here. Well, no, we got a minute left here, 2 minutes. We're going to let him finish up.
They see a guy that looks like me and assume the only opinion I have is whether I prefer my meth crystal or classic. Now, let's be honest for a second. Any U.S. president should be able to handle a few jokes, right? Yes. They should also be able to handle gas prices, health care, and the occasional international conflict. But beggars can't be choosers. Look, y'all, I get it that some people are mad at me for goofing on Trump. But if you wanted me to make jokes about Kamala Harris, you should have voted for her. So for those who threatened to stop listening to my music based on my comments last night, I just want to say with conviction, go right ahead, because I'm going to keep speaking my truth or my name isn't Post Malone. You know how hard it was explaining to my mother that the president was mad at me and my penis went viral last night?
None of that was funny, and I'm not just saying that. You got anything?
No, I don't. I'm at a loss for words.
None of that was the least bit funny. Let's take a break. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show, 1039 WYAB. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by our friends over at Watkins Construction and Roofing. If you're having any issues with your roof, any leaks, anytime it rains, I like to give those guys a shout out. We hadn't had any big storms, knock on wood, that would do too much roof damage. But hey, you'll find out if you what do I like to say here? As dry as it's been, you get a little rain, you'll find out if you got a leak. So if you do, give our friends a call. Let them come out, see what's causing it. Well, obviously we know what's causing it. See how to fix it. See what the problem is. See how bad it is. And you want to get it caught and fixed so you don't have any mold issues. And they're gonna work with the insurance company every step of the way. Very professional, locally owned, good folks. Michael Deere and his team. The only folks I'll do business with when it comes to a roof. You too. Watkins Construction and Roofing. You can find them on Google or online anywhere. WatkinsConstructionInc.com. Also, shout out to Lakeland Glass and Tint, Jason Anderson and the team over there. I was talking to Jason the other day, man. Seriously thinking about putting a wrap on the old Raptor, and I sent him over some pictures and kind of discussed the difference in a vinyl versus a PPF, and kind of the expectations and the pricing and some other stuff. And seriously thinking about it after I saw a picture of a Raptor I liked that was turquoise, kind of a turquoise color. I don't know if I'll do that or do something different, but either way, kind of curious about what the price would be. It's more affordable than I thought. I won't share that publicly, but more affordable than I thought. And you should consider that if you are looking to change the color of your vehicle or you want to turn it into a rolling billboard, business owners. Say you have a business somewhere that has like a strict sign ordinances. A way around that is wrap your vehicle, and you got your sign, and you take it everywhere with you, and then you can park it out front at your business. And look, does it work as good as a sign? A big neon sign? Probably not, but you can't take that neon sign down the road with you either.
I can recall no less than 4 trucks I saw yesterday on the way home that were vinyl wrapped with their business logos on them. Mm-hmm. So it's a thing. It's
good business, especially done right. Not just like a little sticker, but like do it right. Let them design one that's made for that truck, that vehicle, that car, that maximizes your branding, how you want it. They got a design team there in-house. They don't have to outsource that work or anything. And man, you'll be shocked at what they can do, and it'll look good too. You ain't gonna come out looking like a NASCAR here. But not so bad thing there. Not too bad of a thing there either. But anyway, Lakeland Glass and Tint, they can do it all, from vehicle wraps, solid colors, to complete custom designs with your business on it. They, of course, do windshields. We always talk about everything else they do because I just assume they do windshields and automotive glass. But if you don't, it's in their name. But if you didn't know that, they do windshields, they do window tint for your home, car, and business. And, of course, they do wraps for your vehicle. Did you know they can come in and wrap a whole wall in your home, or wrap every wall in your home or business? And it can be designed with anything you want on it. Business owners, homeowners, just think about that. Like, say you have a cool man cave, guys, and you want to put maybe you want it to look like an overhead shot of Vaught Hemingway or Scott Field, Davis Wade Stadium. You want it to look like the inside of the stadium, maybe like from your seat in the stadium looking at the field. You could take that picture and have the whole wall turned into that, like some immersive experience. They can do that. They can do all kind of great things. I like old Jackson retro memorabilia signage, stuff like that. I would love to take all of that and get it done onto a wall, with like all the old iconic business signs around here. My friend Michael that has McBee's is trying to get old signage redone, and that'll look cool. But I think you could also serve the same purpose with just getting a whole wall done with like images of the signs all put on there. Just a thought. They can do all kind of stuff. Ladies, your kid's nursery, your kid's bedroom, you can do some really cool stuff in there with a custom design, a bunch of pictures of them when they were babies or kid-friendly images. Who knows, man? They got restaurants. You get your menu done on a big whole wallpaper. All sorts of endless ideas that these guys can do and apply with their technology well beyond just window tint or well beyond just putting a little paint protection film on your vehicle. They can do it all. You can get that stuff put on the windows at your business. They just turn a wall into if you've got a big retail business, turn a wall into an opportunity to make money, to promotion. I could go on and on. I'm going to shut up. LakelandGlassandTint.com for a free quote. And if you want to let your imagination run wild, like I just did, give them a call, 601-946-1000, and talk to one of the guys over there or girls. Tell them what you got in mind, and they'll come out and kind of, again, let your imagination run wild. Because I don't know that it costs anything extra. Once you go to printing stuff on there, it's like really just the design and voila.
Well, if my wife is listening right now, it's Clay's fault if you come home and find my wall done up. So
yeah, I mean, if you're like a diehard sports fan, you want to put Ole Miss, State, whatever on your wall, all kind of like a collage is the word I'm looking for here, like a collage of whatever. They can do that. It'd be really cool. I'm over here. My mind is running wild now thinking, what do I want to do? I'm not going to put that in a rental house, though.
Well, since we're kind of on sports a little bit there, talking about stadiums, hey, it's high school kickoff tonight. It's Thursday, the 27th.
College, JUCO, too.
And JUCO.
Hines kicking off tonight.
Madison Central Jaguars and the Pearl Pirates kick it off tonight.
Really? Where at?
It's at Pearl.
At Pearl. It's football weather, too. A little wet field.
Little wet field for the first game. Absolutely.
That's AstroTurf out there, isn't it?
Yeah, they got the turf out there, which makes it a whole lot better for sure.
100%. Especially with weather and stuff like that. Man, Pearl's come so far. Shout out to the mayor out there, Jake Wyndham, and his team. They've just done. Pearl just in general has come so far, and I love that that's an independent school district also.
Yeah,
like Clinton. Clinton's independent.
Clinton
right?
is an independent school district.
Yeah, Clinton and Pearl both independent, and just do so good.
Couple other local games for Friday night. Got Northwest Rankin and Germantown.
Mm-hmm.
Petal and Hattiesburg, if you're down south. Terry and Murrah is at Murrah. Let's see.
Well, it's not at Murrah. It's at Hughes Field.
At Hughes Field.
Yeah.
Brandon travels up to Tupelo. That ought to be an interesting one right there. And my Clinton Eras travel over to Warren County to take on the Vikings over there at Warren Central. I'm hearing maybe some good things out of Clinton this year. I don't know. We'll see what Coach Hammer has coming up this week.
I mean, look, they're going to be competitive.
Absolutely. They'll be competitive.
I mean, they're either in the playoffs or they're playing for a championship.
That's the bad part about being Clinton. You're in the district and the north half of the state with a bunch of good teams.
You are. I mean, that new 7A division is just powerhouse after powerhouse, and high school football has come so far.
Yeah,
come so far. I love that they're rotating the games around to the college stadiums, to the championship games. rotating from Starkville to Oxford to Hattiesburg, and giving those kids a chance to play somewhere other than that dumpster fire in Jackson for the state championships.
A couple more college games for the weekend. Just for you Jackson State Tiger fans, you got to go to Tennessee State. Alcorn State and Miles College playing in Lorman. Mississippi Valley and the Delta Devils looks like they go to Thibodaux, Louisiana, and play at Nichols. And the Statesmen up in Cleveland, you're going to be at Northeastern State, and that's out in Oklahoma. So there's your rundown for the weekend, folks. If you want some football, it's time.
Let's close out with some text here on the Ellis Autoplex text line. Let's see here. Unknown texter says, I am fish grease hot. That woman needs to be banned from Logan's Roadhouse. She's spreading fake news. Undoubtedly, that woman got anger and entitlement issues. Ban anyone that slanders a business using race. Or I say any other reason, too, if they're telling a lie. Say, goodbye, you're banned. And says, no wonder that woman left him. He's on, talking about Jelly Roll. Says, no wonder Bunny left Jelly Roll. He's on drugs and now turning to the dark side. Yeah, man. You know, I didn't have Jelly picked for somebody that was going to flip on us. And it's not just about political opinions. It's culturally, it's moral. The left are a bunch of immoral Satan worshipers. And when you decide to flip and ride with the left, you're flipping on a lot, man. I mean, it's way more than just mad about Trump, orange man bad, gas prices, huh? You know, again, way more than that. Let's take a break. We'll be right back to land the plane for the day. This is the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB. All right, guys. Appreciate everybody chiming in today. Told you we was going to do sports every day. We're going to do some sports. It's football season. Makes it easy. Well, it's almost football season, right? So I will see y'all back here tomorrow for a FAFO Friday. And hopefully we'll have some FAFO stories to talk about. They did have a APB out for a girl in white girl, Becky, up there in Madison that took part in a drive-by shooting yesterday.
Yeah, it seems like she shot up her significant other's residence, is what I understand.
Yeah, you can always tell. You can always tell when that happens. It looked like a snow bunny incident gone awry. Yeah,
she definitely looked all messed up.
Did they catch her?
I don't think they found her yet.
Yeah, Becky hiding out on the clean side of Mr. Big's fam, probably down in New Orleans. If you get the joke, you get the joke. Guys, don't forget, all the shirts are on sale now. Only $10 over at buyfafo.com. $10 plus shipping at buyfafo.com. They're normally $30. So, you know, what's that? 66% off. So swing by, take advantage of them today while in stock. When they're gone, they're gone. I'll see y'all back here tomorrow. Peace.
See you.
Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show, 103.9 WYAB, as we land the plane for the day. You know what, man? Good show today. Good show. Pivoted a little bit from the typical stuff. We didn't say Nolan Wells one time, so I had to say it just to get it out, just to throw a little salt on the haters. Nolan Wells did not get murdered. Nolan Wells allegedly got drunk and drowned. We'll wait and see, of course, before we make any absolute confirmations. And his mother, Christine Wansley, is, in fact, running around the country spreading misinformation with Ben Crump and Al Sharpton and causing racial divisiveness here in Mississippi. And the sooner she shuts up, the sooner the divisiveness will come to an end. And I just wanted to get that off my chest, and I will every day until further notice. As long as she's going to do it, I'm going to sit here and call her out for doing it. But Clay, she lost her son. Yeah, a lot of people lose their kids. They don't run around trying to start a race war. All right, man. Y'all keep it tuned here to WYAB. I'll be back here tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Coming up next is Mike Madison, followed by Andrew Gosser, then Lindsey Beckham, and Kim Wade, 4 to 6.